And away we go. It is Saturday, the 1st of March, 2025. It's about 3 in the morning on the 2nd of March 2025, and looks like we finally picked up some wind here. Been becalmed since basically midnight, even a little before then. Just absolutely no wind, so it looks like it's finally starting to work back in again. So I'm hand steering here because there's not enough for the self-steering wind vane, but we're moving. We're making a couple of knots now, so we've. And the other thing I gotta watch out for is there's several fishing boats out there. I can hear the diesel of one of them. These crap boats. These are just like Maine lobster boats. You try to stay out of their way, but the problem is they're constantly darting off this way, that way. So it's a little hard to, because you just can't anticipate where they're going to go next. So here's the Dry Tortugas ferry. And I looked on the AIS, he's doing 27 knots. So even at that, it's still going to take a little over 2 hours to do that run. They must burn a lot of diesel going back and forth. But 2 hours is quite different from us, where it's an overnight passage to get back from the Dry Tortugas to Key West. A little more than an overnight in this time, because in our case today, because the wind went light last night, that really slowed us down. Well, I'd like to get into the anchorage in Mule Key, but right now it's not only is it dead upwind, but the tidal current's turned against me, and these winds are fairly light. So upwind, light air is up current. I'm barely able to make anything. I take comfort in the fact that catamaran over there, he's trying to tack back and forth. It looks like I'm going to cross ahead of him. I think he's actually going backwards. No, we're going backwards. We were closer to that beacon on the last tack, and I can see it on the GPS, is that I'm actually I'm only steering about 100 degrees to the wind. And of course I'm sailing about 60, 65, but the current is just dragging me back. So it seems the strategy is we just got to tack up along the shoal here. Of course, don't go up on the shoal, because I can see from my GPS that when you get up into the shallow water, there's less current. Yeah, not gonna make it. I have to duck to lure to this thing. You can see the current is just sweeping me. There's not a current. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, that's over a knot. That's a knot and a half of current. So the next strategy is to try to cross over and get near Wisteria and Tank Island here, where the boats are anchored. If I recall, there's not too much current there if you get in close to the shore. So we'll get in close to the shore and see if we can work our way upwind. And this wind is freshening a little. Maybe that'll definitely help. The problem with this side is you get over toward Key West and the wind gets lighter. You also get into more boat traffic, which is slowing me down. Yeah, I'm slipping off. I'm not going to be able to get to Tank Island there. I'm just going to get dragged out. Alright, this wind is even getting lighter. And I pulled up the latest grip. It is supposed to freshen in a couple of hours later on. So I think what I'm going to do is let's just go up in here, go up underneath the bank where there's not too much current, and just drop anchor and wait. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make myself something to eat. And rather than sitting out here trying to tack back and forth, I think we're just past mid-current now. So, you know, in an hour and a half, it should be. If the wind comes in and the current starts dropping off, then we should be able to tack around and get into, or maybe even get into Key West. And I think I'm going to try to get into Mule Key. After 5 p.m. we're still fighting current, but it's definitely less, and it's going down. It should be I think an hour, a little over an hour, we'll have slack current. We're still fighting current, but definitely did better. That's the marker, so one tack over and back, so we definitely made distance on it this time. It also helps that we got a little more wind. Made it into Mule Key just before sundown. On, I can't remember, is this the 2nd of March? I think it is. No, it's the 3rd. Sunday. Anyway, whew, what a long day. That was about 25 hours because we had that pit stop, had to anchor, waiting for the tide to change. There are 2 moorings over by Mule Key, which I've only seen the day charter boats pick up. So for overnight, they seem to be fair game. Seems to be in reasonably good shape. Hopefully we can adjust it. So that's Mule Key right there. And so here we lay on the mooring. And I'm going to leave the cover off the mainsail because these winds are supposed to come southerly, and they're supposed to pick up to about 15, 18, gusting low 20s tonight, and then southerly tomorrow, becoming southwest and dying away. So dying around to around 10 knots in the afternoon. So, but the plan is tomorrow morning to sail back around to Garrison Bight and get groceries, and then I might go up by that little island by the Fleming Cut there again and anchor, because it looks like we might have another brisk shot out of the north, and that's a good anchorage. That's a good nearby anchorage if you got a norther. Bursting in air. One of the best things about Key West is waking up to the military band playing the national anthem. Star-Spangled Banner yet wave. It is Sunday, the 9th of March, and this southerly breeze is coming up, and the tide is going to turn in about an hour in our favor. And I'm about to pick up anchor once I'm done with breakfast here. Of course, I still got to get all sail covers off, everything rigged. I'm going to pick up anchor and head back to Newfound Harbor. And so thus begins my trek back north. Yeah, we got the jet ski squadron. It's about 8:30 in the morning. They don't waste any time. I just noticed there's a little marina in there. That's probably just military, though. That's funny. It's the first time I just ever noticed that. I've been through here at least a dozen times now. So anyway, we're going to go around the corner, and then we got to beat our way out the channel. The current should be turning in our favor right now. In fact, it looks like we still got a little bit of contrary current going through here, but it's almost slack. And we're still fighting. It's about a knot of current we're still fighting through here. Of course, I always time my entrance or departure when the cruise ship is either coming in or leaving. Thanks. Now the current's going to carry us right past this guy. We'll clear the bell buoy so I can tack by this live bar here. Well, bye-bye Key West. That was fun. Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.